Hi friends, this is Sadiq Ali. Today I am going to demonstrate CI/CD process for runtime RTF that is hosted on customer managed platform or environment. Okay, so right today in demonstration I am going to share that process, and I'm going to present the process that will create the instance of the API on any point API manager, publish in Exchange, and deploy on the Anypoint Runtime Fabric environment. Okay, so here you can see that the agenda of the process here I have, it's a predicate that and the CI/CD process and deployment approach and setup release cycle for Bamboo and Bitbucket. In this CI/CD process, I am using Bamboo and Bitbucket for as a repository and the engine to follow the process, execute the processes and commands to release on the any point environment or any point platform. Okay, so here you can see that in pre-execute that, yeah, the user should have the person who is going to configure or manage the CI/CD process, that should have the Bitbucket server project repo configured, and this should have the access of the Bitbucket tool, and the connectivity between Bitbucket and Bamboo server should be active. Okay, and should be established. Bamboo should have access for the MuleSoft APIs. This point is very critical because in this demo we are going to demonstrate um, the request that will be executed with the help of Maven commands to perform the operation on any point platform. Okay, like publishing into Exchange, extracting from Exchange and deploying on the platform Anypoint Runtime Fabric, and creating instance of the API in the API manager. Okay, this point need to be taken care, and apart from that, once it will be fine, then you should have all the credentials which will be required to configure in Maven and Bamboo server that are going to be executed. Okay, uh, all the parts I will explain in the demo where it has to be done. Okay, so the actual process is here. Like let me open the here. Like you can see that the CI/CD process is here. What we usually we follow while designing the API in the Anypoint platform. In the platform, once we design the RAML, we publish into the Exchange. Okay, and then we import into the studio, and then perform do the repository check-in check-out. Once it's done, then the Bamboo process will start executing, and it will extract the information of the code changes or code into the repository and publish to the Exchange. Okay, why we are publishing to Exchange? Because in RTF, the application before deploying to the RTF environment, that need to be published into the Exchange. Okay, so that is the restriction we have. So we are performing the operation that publish into the Exchange the code, the binary, the jar file. Okay, then we move to the further process to create API instance of the RAML, which is associated with the API application, and then we get the information of the API instance which we are creating here, and that API instance information we are associating with the application and then deploying to the RTF. Then it will be active and it will apply the API discovery. Okay, so this is the process we are going to demonstrate here. I'm going to demonstrate in this demo, and this will be complete a life cycle for deploying application or any changes in the platform whenever we are going to perform any operation in the application. Okay, so let's go, and let me go to the Bamboo. First go to the Bitbucket. Okay, the Bitbucket repository I have created for demo purpose here. Okay, I'm not going to explain all the process which has to be done. You have to create a workspace, and then you have to create repository, and then under the repository you need to create the project. Okay, and then project should have the multiple branches based on the your policy or the practices being followed in the organization or the customer side. Okay, so I have created one repository. I will go to the repository under the workspace. Okay, I have created the repository, and then I have created multiple branches. Okay, you can see that multiple branches I have created for that, for that application. Okay, master development queue and stage. Right now I am working on master development, right? Okay, so you can see that my application is there. Okay, the MuleSoft application is there, and that checkout I will perform here. Okay, so this is the first part. Okay, you have to create a repository, create the project, and create the multiple branches. Okay, then you need to go to the your design center. As I stated earlier that we need to go to the design center. Okay, in design center I will create API. Let it go. Okay, then I'll go to the API. This API I have designed here. Okay, and then I publish this API into the exchange. Okay, you can see that and I'm Mevin Sadiq I have published here. Okay, it's not this one. Let me go back. Okay, and you can see this ID is Mevin Sadiq -API. Okay, and I have published into the exchange. Okay, now what is the next point? Next point is that I will import into the studio. I will develop the changes in studio itself. Okay, so let me open my studio. I have already imported that, but let me open my studio. I'm going to pause my video for one moment to open my studio. Okay, now I have opened my studio. You can see here that the application which I have imported with the help of RAML. Okay, let me go to the RAML. Okay, this is the API RAML. You can see that I have the RAML which I have designed here. Okay, this RAML I have designed here, the API RAML. Okay, and this have SAPI. You can see that you'll find here the same thing. Okay, this is the API RAML and this is SAPI. Okay, so you can see that application is there. Okay, I have imported my studio. Rest of the things I have to do some changes based on the environment. I have to create the property files, and then rest of the things I will go over there one by one. Okay, so now the point, right now we are here. Okay, now to accomplish all these processes we need to provide the information into the application that will help to perform the build operation and the operation which we want to perform with the help of CI/CD process. Okay, so here you can see that I have created the application property files. Okay, property files that I have provided the information: RTF name, CPU, application, replication factor, clustering, enable or false, like something like that, API instance of what I want to create here. Okay, RAML version 1, you can change version 2 based on if releasing other version. Okay, assets and then implementation URL, everything you can keep here. That will be used in the whenever we are performing or executing task to publish in Exchange or to deploy in platform. Okay, so these are the all information I have associated here. Apart from that, okay, apart from that, I have created a couple of more properties based on the platform environment. and they have the same information. Rest of some of the information are different, like implementation URI is different, and versioning is different, and basic SLA, and this all are different. Okay, these are the policy. Although I'm not performing policy here, but yeah, you can, I will explain you that how to implement a policy as well. Okay, so this is the one thing. Second thing is that as we want to perform the operation into the with the help of CI/CD process, and we are writing some Groovy scripts that will perform the operation on the application, that environment, to publish data in application in Exchange, or create an instance, API instance into the in the environment. Okay, the Groovy script which I have created. So let me go to the POM. Okay, one by one we'll go here. Okay, the Groovy script I have created, this is the API manager Groovy script. I'll go on this step later on. Okay, how it works. So now the changes I have done, property files and POM file changes I'll go along with the Bamboo server. Okay, let me go to the Bamboo server. Okay, so in associating your Maven Bitbucket repository with the Bamboo server, that part I'm not going to explain because there's a time restriction here. Definitely you can go to the create plan and create deployment project, create projects. Okay, and then you can associate your project with the you can associate your project to with the plan, and plan to the deployment project. Okay, deployment project is that you can create the project like SAPI project, and then what you want to perform the in CI/CD process, and in how which environment you want to prefer with the plan. Okay, like you want to deploy uh, development environment, then you want to deploy on QA, then stage, then in production, or or so on like that. Okay, you can associate multiple deployment project into the your project or into the plan, that will based on your configuration, it will perform on the server one by one. Okay, on the environment one by one. So I'm not going to some part I'm going to explain, but major part I will not be explaining here. So first you have to create the project. Okay, that's simple part. Okay, then you have to go to the create a plan. Okay, like you have to create a project. If project is there, that's fine. If not there, you can create new project. Okay, once project is there, you can this is the just key, you can define anything, and then you have to link the repository. Like I have linked my repository here. Otherwise, if you want to link some other repository, definitely you can check the number of repositories are here, so you can link anyone, and then you can check, you can display the name, anything here, and you can see the public. Okay, you can check, you can go to the organize the mule meetup. I like you can go to the Maven. Okay, and then you can create you can associate the branch over here. Like I have associated the development branch, takes the connection, it will be success. Okay, you can see the success. Okay, so you can create a plan. Okay, once you configure the plan, okay, I'm not configuring here, you will get the kind of configuration like here, like this. Okay, then you can go to the default job. Okay, what the default job here, the default job here, you can, as I explained earlier, that whenever we are performing any check-in in the code, it will build process will start executing. Okay, build process, where is that? Okay. Build process start executing, it will check out the code and build the process and publish to the exchange. Okay, it will this process will publish to the exchange. As you know that before deploying the RTF, we need to publish application into exchange. Okay, that's the one thing we have to perform this operation, this steps. Okay, once it is done. Okay, let's go to the backward. Okay, now this process is done, we have done the checkout, we have execute the code, and we have published the code into the exchange. Okay, the jar file, the deployment archive which we have published into the repository in the exchange. So I will execute this one, but right now I'm explaining this part. So you can see that this is the P build. Okay, so this is the profile which I have created in the Maven. This part I am starting the Maven explanation. Okay, you can see the profile which I have created. You can see that nothing else, but I am providing the plugins and information about it, and then the the uh, task we are executing here. With the help of that, it will be published to the exchange. Okay, this is the one part. Let me show you that exchange part here. Let me let me check the exchange part. um, okay, you can see that I have already published couple of let's say like for testing purpose. You can see right now is the version is 178. In demo when I will release, you will see that this will be updated with the version with the 79. Okay, so current version of the binary which I have published with the help of CI/CD process, it's 78. Okay, the process which I have explaining here, the process I have executed 78. Okay, and then later on I will extract the data from the exchange, and then I will deploy into the RTF. Okay, with the help of the Maven executable command, or the will have the with the help of API. Okay, so this is the one thing. Let's go to the build. Okay, now the build is completed. Okay, now in the plan itself, let me go to the plan. Okay, the plan is here. This done. Okay, now we can complete cancel it. We can go to the job description. Let me check here again. Okay, let me go build process Maven. Okay, configurable job. Now we have to associate the deployment. Okay, now deployment is that right now I have created one deployment. Okay, that deployment, what we have to do, you can associate multiple environments. Right now I am deploying on dev only, but you can associate multiple environment. What is that multiple environment? Like that, you want to as soon as it's released to the dev environment, you want to release to the QA and stage. That is the task. If not, that's fine. That can be automated, or that can be based on the steps. Okay, so it is like sometimes we have seen that environments are accepting or believing on the developer or the testing team. As soon as the code is released, they are releasing on the multiple environments the same time. Okay, except production. So that can be configured like multiple environment. You can QA, stage, and production you can configure, and it will, once you will perform, you will execute this step. The code will be released on the all the environment in simultaneously manner. Okay, so here I have configured the dev. Let's go to the dev task, what I am performing on dev. Okay, on dev task, let me maximize this. On this dev task, you can see that I am doing the checkout, performing the checkout code again. Okay, why? Because I need to check out the code, and then I have to create the API instance. Okay, as you see, as you can see that, let me go to the API instance. Dismiss. You cannot find here any Maven Sadik, right? There is no Maven Sadik. You can see that only 4 API I have right now. Out of 4, you can see I have only 4 API that I have published into the API manager, configure API manager. Okay, so now you can see that I am performing checkout code. Okay, the repository here, I'm performing repository checkout here. And then what I have doing here, as I have explained, that some configuration file, the property which I have load, and that I am going to use in Maven command. So I have to load in a temporary basis for the environment to available these variables into the Maven command. Okay, like this is the, you can see that config bamboo this. Okay, so here you can see that this property file. Okay, configure sandbox property. This is the environment. Based on environment configuration I have done sandbox production like that. So you can see that this configuration and Bamboo server dev SDLC environment. Okay, what is that? Let me explain you about it. You can see this is the global variables which will be available across the deployment. So it will be very cautious about configuring any variable here, but this just to use like mostly endpoint username or artifacts name, their environment, client ID, secret, everything, most of the organization ID, or all the parts we usually keep in the global as a global configuration. Okay, so what is the point here? Then you can see that Bamboo dev SDLC environment. Okay, let me go Bamboo dev SDLC. Where is that? Let me check. Dev SDLC environment. Dev SDLC environment. Okay, this is kind of sandbox. Okay, and what do you mean Bamboo? Like the all the variables which you are configuring or using in the Bamboo server, you need to have a prefix like Bamboo here, Bamboo dot Bamboo, and rest of the variable name, variable key. Okay, and all this will be accessible to the other step using the inject Bamboo inject dot whatever variable you will get. Okay, I will explain you. Okay, you can just remember that this is the inject namespace we are going to use for extracting the variables. Okay, now after uploading the all the data into the environment, okay, this data this data all data in the environment, I am going to create the API. Okay, I am going to create the API instance, right? You remember that I have created API RAML, which I have already published, into the Exchange, right? Which I have already published into the Exchange. Let me go to the where Exchange. Yeah, we have already published into the Exchange itself, right? So those API which I have published in Exchange, I am going to perform the operation to publish into Exchange a API manager. Okay, so these are the you can see the puppy. Okay, and you can see the rest of the variables, the man command, any point, username, password. Okay, all these parts you can see here. Now you remember that inject the namespace which I was using here. You can check the asset ID. Okay, you can check the asset version from where you are getting this one. Okay, the property file data which we have uploaded in environment using this step. Okay, this step, the environment where all the variables with the help of inject namespace I am receiving into the next step. Okay, like you can see that Bamboo like API version. Okay, you can see the API version in this part. Where is the API version? This is the API version. Okay, so whatever I'm uploading, is accessing it with the help of Bamboo inject API instance level. Okay, Bamboo is the default all the variables, and this is the inject that the previous variable, and then the API names API instance level which I have uploaded with the help of property file. And the same thing, once it will create the instance. Okay, you can see that profile -p API. Okay, now go to the POM file. You can see that I have created another profile, -p API. This profile that will accessing. Okay, now what I am doing here, I am using the Groovy plugins, and I am performing the executing my Groovy scripts. Here you can see my Groovy scripts. What I am doing here, whenever I am performing my Groovy scripts, it will perform my main method here in the platform, in the file. Okay, this is the class which I have created here. You can see that it's a class here, and then it will go to the unit. Like I have to upload init method. I have to upload all the properties in the memory. Okay, like whichever I am performing, I am providing using the maven command. I have to keep here, I will use here as a property to multiple time reutilize multiple times whenever required. Okay, so I'm saving in one variable, okay, in the array variable. Okay, so that's the one, the map variable. Okay, so this is the init. Now what is the next? Next is that provision API manager. Okay, what is the provision API manager? That here what I am doing here, first I have to authorize myself. Okay, then I have to get the profile details, what kind of environment is there, number of environments over here, and then I will extract the with the help of environment I will extract, like as I mentioned here, this is I am deploying on the sandbox, right? You can see here environment type. Let me go the environment type, packaging, deployment, not deployment type. Okay, API policy, version, their environment ID. Okay, like they, which environment you are deploying right now. So I am deploying on the sandbox. Okay, as soon as my scripts will extract the information about the profile, that which profile you want to deploy. Okay, I want to deploy on the sandbox, so it will get the all information, and it will extract the information of the sandbox only, and then it will go to the and check the API details which I have provided here. Asset ID that I have provided, asset ID details is the maven Sadik hyphen API. It will extract the details from here, and then based on the configuration what I have given here, that it has to apply the policy, it has to apply the application, everything. So it will be it will be associated with my instance. Okay, let me go one by one the application, like you get any point token. Okay, let me go. You can see that any point token, whatever properties I have associated, the username, password, these are requesting into the API, and they are getting the token back. Okay, they are receiving the token back. Let me go again, go back to that. Okay, now once it receives token, it will pass the token and then get the profile details. Okay, you can see that profile details, it will extract all the details of the environments which were associated with the profile. Okay, like then it will check that which profile is you want to extract. I want to extract the sandbox. Okay, so based on the sandbox information, it will receive the sandbox environment ID and rest of the things. It will extract and it will keep for the further uses. Then I will create the API instance by exchange asset details. Okay, let me go here. It will perform that based on the asset ID which I have provided here, asset ID. Okay, Maven Sadiq. It will extract all the information of the my RAML which I have published, right, which I have already published into the exchange. Okay, it will extract all the information, then based on the configuration, it will publish or republish. Okay, it will publish or republished, if already published, to the created instance in the API manager, and the configure rest of the configuration which I have provided. Okay, and it will delete the older one. Where is the delete? Let me check that. Where is the delete one? It creates instance, and it creates instance token. Where is the old ID? It will delete the older one. Where is that older one? API manager, that get this one instance. Okay, let me check where this one delete. Okay, as soon as it's published to the a provision to the API and published to the API, it will delete the old API ID. Okay, that's, you can have the latest one. Okay, after provisioning it, okay, after provisioning the API manager, now you will get the new API ID. Okay, what you will do, new API ID, you can use the new API ID and write down or rewrite into the property files which we are having for that environment, like config sandbox dot properties, right? The same property, you can see that this is the environment ID, config hyphen, okay, and this environment and this property. Fine, that's it. Now you have the after performing the operation here result, okay, with the result you will get a API ID again, a new API ID, okay, like property file. You can see that you will get API result discovery ID to string, okay, then you will get API ID and you are associating, you are writing it down here, okay. So you will write down API ID over here itself, a new API new key to write down here. So now this is the step. Let me go back again, okay. Where is that? Okay. So now you have created an updated property file. So I have to upload property file once again, okay. I have uploaded, although it's not required to upload multiple times, but yeah, I am doing a couple of times that to perform my CI/CD process. You can optimize based on your understanding or process. Okay, now I have created instance on the API manager of the RAML or the asset which I have exposed in Exchange, and I have new API ID. So API ID which I have, I will associate with the my code. You can see that API ID, okay, in the inject API ID dot API ID, okay, and I will assign to the this variable. This task is there to deploy application into the RTF, okay. So I to RTF, that you can see that another profile I have created, right? You can just go, we can just go to the profile again, okay. You can see the deploy, okay. You can see that pdeploy, I am using the pdeploy. Or rest of the like, as you know that deploying deploying the time fabric, I have to configure. So I have already configured it. Rest of the things, like I am deploying sandbox API ID which I want to associate with it. Why I want to associate API ID? Because I want to implement the API discovery, enable API discovery into the development or in the flow or in the application, okay. And the client ID and secret, which I have already configured in my global variable. You can see that the global variable API ID and client ID secret, which I have configured, that I am extracting using the command. You can see that command here. If you put the command API, like you can see that secret and ID, all I am providing to client ID and secret, which I am associating over here, okay. This client ID and secret, and then CPU and the memory and everything. You can see that let me go with the CPU. You can CPU Bamboo inject CPU. So I have already uploaded here, so I'm using the Bamboo server this property files which I have already mentioned in the my configuration, okay. That's fine. So now everything is done, fine. Now I have configured every steps. I have configured the build, okay. I have configured, like if you see that let me minimize this one. If you remember that I have configured the steps build steps to publish into the Exchange, okay. Then I will get details. I will get details over here, okay. Then once I get the details, I will deploy on any point API manager. I create instance and deploy it to the RTF, okay. So let's do it. Although I'm doing right now manually, but you can do it. You can configure it and you can perform all the operation by itself, okay. So you can see that the plan which I have created, okay. You can you can run the plan, or you can do the manually, or you can perform as soon as the code checking performed in the repository, it will be executed. Got it? So that is the one point. So, so let me start the published, right? You can see that this is 78. Okay, let me to the go to the repository. Let me go to the repository. um, you can see this 78. Okay, so 78 version which I have which I have performed last time. You can see here 78 version of the API. Got it? So let's go and perform the operation. Fine. I have to run the new changes. I have to perform uh, the build task, like the same build task which I have configured here. Okay, the check-in checkout process I have already done. Expose the exchange, like now checking the code. Now it's releasing to the exchange. Okay, let me open this video. You can see this is happening here right now. So it is releasing to 79 right now. Okay, 79 is happening here. You can see that uploading. This is the 79 version, this 79 version. Okay, okay, now it's successful. Let's go and refresh the page. You can see the 79, right, which I have published right away, 5th of this December. Today is the 5th of December. Okay, now the publish is done. Now what is the next? Next is that we need to deploy on the environment. The environment which I have associated with this plan, as I explained earlier, I need to need to execute this plan. Okay, so anyway, I'm not going to explain all this part over here, but with the help of the Bamboo, you can release the code on the environments. Okay, which I have associated with the build plan. Okay, and the task which I have associated with the all the environment. So now I have to start the um, uh, deployment. What will happen in the deployment? Okay, it will create an instance of the API, the Maven Sadik. Okay, that I have not have anywhere. That Maven Sadik, I do not have any API right now. It's 4 API only, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And apart from that, it will deploy application over here in the RTF. You can see this is the RTF, like RTF I have. You will see that this will right now it's deployed on Cloud Hub, but you will see that it apart from this, it will be associated with the RTF. Okay, the RTF command which I have explained explained here. That let me go again to show you that again. Okay, you can see that this is the command deploy, right? To deploy the all the information which is required to deployment, I have provided as a variable, as a configured variables. Okay, so let's start the deployment. Okay, right now I have released 79 version. Okay, so I want to deploy 79 version to the platform, and the release number is 87 which I am going to perform. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, so as I explained that it will create an API instance and deploy on the RTF. Okay, so let's start. Let me open in parallel things like that to demonstrate here properly. This is the API manager, right? This is API manager. Let's start it. Okay, now the in progress, right? So let's see that what is the first step to create the API instance. Okay, let's create the API. All the dependencies they are deploying. You can see that everything is being deployed. You can see that the Groovy script is being executed, right? The Groovy is executing the commands, everything to create the API instance. Let's see that first it will create the API instance, and then it will get the API. You can see that Maven Sadik, right? It's just created a couple of moments, like 2:03 p.m. It just has created, right? Now what is doing? They are deploying the Maven Sadik. Okay, let's go here. You can see that it will be replicated by itself. Okay, it's deploying Sadik. Okay, this is the RTF. Yeah, it started deploying. Okay, the command which we have configured here, that deploying, it's created instance, then it deploying the application into the RTF. Okay, checking if the application is started. Okay, let's wait for some time, because you see that as soon as it will be started properly, the state of the the state of the Maven Sadik will be active. It will move to the active. Okay, right now it's not registered, not associated with the application, but as soon as it will be application will be started, it will be changed to active stage. Okay, let me refresh it again. Let me refresh it again. Okay, still deploying right now. You can see that status here, right? It's still being deployed. It's still being deployed. Okay, so I'm not going to check this one. Still applying. Okay, still check validating. So you just wait for a couple of moments. As soon as it go to green, and you will find that the stage of the API will change to the active state. Okay, and it will be changed to the green. You will just wait for a couple of moments. I'm not pausing video, because you will see that actual deployment over here. The API instance will be created and the application will be deployed. It's still being deployed. You can see that it's still being deployed. Although it doesn't take that much time, but due to resource restrictions, this is taking time. Okay, let's wait for a couple of moments. It's still being done, so just wait for time, some moment. Okay, this I am using the Exchange, the version you can maintain from here. You can go through my other videos for runtime fabric. I'm not explaining all how runtime fabric works here. Okay, so let's wait for some time. Still being executed. Okay, it's done, right? You can see that it has been started already. Okay, so it has been started. Now we have to check the API stage. Although it takes some time, once it start the application, you will see that application, the API will be activated in couple of moments, but just wait for some time, it will be activated. Okay, so it's running now. Let's wait and just click that. We have to check the Maven Sadik. Yeah, you can see that Maven Sadik is activated. So the API discovery is enabled by itself. The new API is created, instance is created and associated with the Maven. You can see that. Let me show the logs here, just to explain a couple of things. You can see that the API instance is done. Like they have created the API instance, right? The API instance is created. You can see that API instance is created as per my Groovy. Okay, and what is that? What is done? You will see that API ID. Right? Let me check the API ID. Where is the API ID? You will get the API ID from. Let me check the API ID. Okay, you will get the API ID, right? Like existing the property file is not have anything, but right now it changed to the API ID. This one, new API ID. Okay, once it is associated with the new API ID, you can see that when I'm performing the command here, I am executing the command, the Maven command to deploy application. Let me raise the Maven command. Let me go scroll down, should be below. Okay, Okay, you can see the deployment. Okay, you can see that this Maven. Okay, now you can see that the API ID which is they have associated like 159. You can see that 159 which I have created associated with that. Every time whenever I am releasing the about my application, I can see that the new API ID will be associated with the my code itself. Okay, the new thing is that, okay, that's the one part. Okay, so let's remove this one. Let this now it's done. Let's go to the application now. Okay, API. Let me go to the API. Now it's activated. So go here first. Okay, API version, and the new contract you have to associate. Although that can be done manual, like with the API as well, but we are not performing that task with the API. Like to whom you need to perform the provide the access, you need to define by yourself. Okay, so let's go to the exchange, go to the artifacts, and go to the assign to the application Kelton. Now this is the user client ID secret. Okay, let's keep it like that. Okay, let's go here. This is the deployment URL, right? This is the application deployment URL. You can access the application using this URL. Okay, so I have already configured here. You can see this is the same URL. Okay, the same URL, and now the API and X API. Okay, what is happening here? Now I have to associate client ID and secret. Let's see that I have correct client ID secret. Where is that? Yeah, this is the client ID. I will associate here. This is the client ID. I will associate here. Okay. Now let's make a request. Okay. Now you can see it's working. The application which I have deployed, I have tested, I have released, is everything working fine. Got it? So this is the complete cycle of the release deployment process, which I have explained that we have been followed with the customer or the industry, that to deploy the CI/CD process in runtime fabric environment. Okay. Thanks so much. In coming days, I'm going to release some more videos about the CI/CD process or environment infrastructure, and going to speak in couple of meetups. Okay, thank you so much.